欢迎来中国的上海。今天是星期日，现在我在康健公园。Welcome back to Shanghai. Today, we're going to see the best of both worlds because right now I'm in the most peaceful park in a crazy busy city. But we're going to walk around for a little bit and then I'm going to show you one of the busiest areas in the entire city. Welcome back to China. My name is Ben and I'm from England, but I've been living in Shanghai for 3 weeks now. First of all, thank you so much for all of the support on the previous videos that I've filmed so far since I've been here. We just hit 25,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel, which I cannot believe it. I appreciate it so much. But I'm also genuinely so happy that there's so many people out there that are seeing China for the first time in my videos and they're genuinely excited to see more. And that is my complete aim for these videos, just to show you what China is really like, because maybe you didn't know that it looks like this. Because when people think of China, I honestly don't know what they think. Do they think it's a horrible, terrible place? Do they think it only has skyscrapers and busy cities? Well, of course it doesn't, but I hope in my videos you see what the real China actually looks like. And today it is a very, very chilly Sunday. We're going to be walking around Kangjian Park and I'm going to show you what a relaxing Sunday looks like. But then we're going to go to Xujiahui, which is one of the most built up places in the entire city, and it's going to be very, very different to right now, so let's enjoy the park. There are so many parks around the city of Shanghai and they are very, very valuable because if you step outside, it is so loud, it is so crowded, there's a lot of people out there, there's a lot of noise, and sometimes you just need to get away from it. Love that bamboo. I just want to clear something up before we get today's video started. The aim of these videos is not to change your opinion about China. I honestly don't care what you think about China. If you watch these videos and think that everything is made up and I'm just saying things for the sake of it, okay, you can think that. I'm just showing you what real life is like. And if you enjoy these videos, great. If you don't enjoy these videos, great. Everything is okay. I'm just filming what I see. I don't say anything that's not true. If you've watched my videos for a long time, you know that I always tell the truth about everywhere I go, and that is not going to change. But I'm not going to talk about politics at all. I've had some crazy comments and questions and emails. Can you please talk about this? No, I'm a visitor in this country. I'm here to work. Why would I talk about things that are absolutely none of my business? So these videos are all about fun, maybe a little bit educational as well, but just to show you what real life is like, because those are the type of videos that I like to make. Those are the type of videos I've always made. I've been filming videos for like coming up to 3 years now, and I've always made just real life videos, so that is not going to change. So people asking me these crazy questions about politics, there's so many people out there that make videos like that. Go and speak to them. I'm not the guy to ask about politics in China just because I live here. None of my business. These videos are about fun. These videos are about seeing a place that a lot of people are never going to get the chance to visit, and I like that. I like showing people places that they're never going to go to in their life. So for a Sunday, it is actually very, very quiet because, like I said, there's many, many parks in Shanghai and they're usually always busy because there's people playing in the parks, kids playing in the parks, and old people exercising and playing music and stuff. So it's actually pretty quiet for a Sunday. It is chilly though. We have stumbled upon a little kids theme park here. They have their own little roller coaster. They have the dodgems over there. We call them bumper cars. We have playground over there. Talking of questions, now is your chance to ask me anything at all about being a foreigner living in China, because in the next video is going to be a little Q&A. So write your comment down below in the comment section and I'll answer it if you have any questions about what it's like living here, because I do understand that it's a very, 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 very different place than anywhere else in the world. There is nowhere in the world like China. I've been to over 70 countries and there is nowhere like this place. And being a foreigner as well, living here, not being on vacation, it's an extremely different experience. So if you have any questions, then feel free to leave them down below, and in the next video I'll do a Q&A. I've also had some comments about my Chinese speaking level. It is okay. I've forgotten a lot. It used to be a lot better because this is the third time I have left and returned to live in Shanghai, China, and it used to be so much better. So I am very, very determined. I'm very excited to learn more. I've been practicing with people in the street, because the English level of people in general here is not that high. If I saw a whole family, let's say I see mum, dad, I see maybe a kid is like 10 years old, I think that kid is more likely to speak English than mum and dad. Grandma and grandpa, it's highly unlikely that they ever had the chance to learn English. Not their fault. But every single student right now in China is learning English. And I have had a lot of comments, a lot of comments about my job. I'm a grade 3 English teacher in a primary school here in China. And I want to talk about what someone sent me just yesterday. They said, Ben, what are children like in China? Well, how do you answer that question? What are they like where you live? Because they're exactly the same here. They are no different. Like, I honestly don't know what people think China is. Like, where do you think it is? Why would the children here be any different to in America, Australia, England? Like, why would they be any different? You have extremely intelligent kids. You have extremely naughty kids, just like every single school in the entire world. If you're asking me about their English level, it is definitely extremely impressive that an 8-year-old can speak to me, have a full conversation with me in English, and then turn around to their friend and have a full conversation with them in Mandarin Chinese. It is extremely impressive. You can hire a pedal boat over there. Again, I'm so surprised that it's not busy today. They're usually extremely busy. Completely free to come in this park, by the way. You don't have to pay to go into any parks in China. I think that lady is live streaming. She has a beautiful Chinese dress, very nice. It has been so cold for the last week. We did have some snow Monday and Tuesday. Today is Sunday. And I did upload some videos on my Instagram. If you don't follow my Instagram, then I pretty much upload small clips every single day just to show you what I see. If I see something interesting, I think this girl over there wants to speak to me in English. That happens a lot. If you're a foreigner and you visit China, people are going to come up to you and try and practice their English. So be prepared for that. That was very, very sweet. I just had a conversation with her. She is called Annalise and she is 7 years old. That has happened many times to me. I'm just walking down the street and I'll see a grandma or I'll see a mum and dad like nudge the kid. Go and speak to the foreigner in English. Go and speak to them. Go and speak to them. And sometimes they get extremely nervous. Sometimes they're so excited to speak to a foreigner. If you would like to see what the Chinese writing looks like, there it is. And if you're going to ask me how much of that can I read, not much of it. I can definitely speak more than I can read, and it's extremely difficult. It is so difficult. The only way I can describe it is if someone saw dog, D-O-G, if someone saw dog, but you can't speak English, they can still read it. Maybe they don't know what it means, but they know what D sounds like, they know what O sounds like, they know what G sounds like. But if you see a Chinese character, you either know it or you don't. Like, there is no way to guess how to read it or what it means. But people can read the English writing, but in Chinese you either know it or you don't. It's very frustrating, very difficult, but I'm trying every single day. The respect level for teachers is extremely high. And of course, it's elevated even more being a foreign teacher, because I get treated very well. And I get a lot of respect in the street. For example, like if someone started to speak to me here and they asked me what is my job in China, and I said I'm a primary school teacher, they would be very respectful of that, because I'm doing a good thing, you know, like I've come all of this way to live in a different country and to educate this country's children. Like, I think that's a pretty big deal, and I don't think that's really the same. You don't really get the same respect in other countries, and it's a shame because teachers should be respected, and that's one of the things I love about being a primary school teacher here. So if you have any questions about what my job is like, of course I will answer them, but if you're asking me for specifics, then no, I'm not going to tell you about any specifics about my private life, because I want to keep that separate. A small city in China has 5 million people in it, and a small city in England has 10,000. So there's definitely a different scale when you're talking about China, because it's massive. It is absolutely huge, but it definitely doesn't take away anything when you travel to these smaller cities, because I'm going to do that. Looks like we can go in a cave over here. Let's check it out. See if there's any monsters. Ooh. I feel like there should be people playing chess here. Perfect little corner for chess. Let's see how many people out there understand what I say. 现在我的中文还可以。以前我的中文非常好，但是很多时间我没说话，但是我忘记了很多。我觉得很快我要去中文课，因为我要我的中文越来越好。I think my Chinese is alright. I think my grammar is pretty bad because I know which words to use, but sometimes I don't know the order. So I think it's all mixed up in there, but I think you get the point if you understand. I could literally go to a different Chinese garden every single day, and it would take a long time to go to all of them in Shanghai just because there are so many. I think that guy's fishing down there. It's so peaceful that IE is working out and the roller coaster's going. Let me teach you some funny Chinese. So toilet, bathroom, 洗手间, 洗手间. So 洗 means wash, 手 means hands, and 间 means room. So the translation is literally wash, hands, room. 洗手间. Yep, easy. I can hear some music. Like I said, I was surprised that I don't see the older people dancing and playing music, because that's what you usually see in these parks. I see them dancing over there. Maybe we can get a little peek. See someone's is it a violin or a what do you call it, ukulele? I remember coming here one time and there was like 100 people dancing. So I have to come back when it gets a bit warmer so I can show you that. But that is a regular thing here. Every single morning there's going to be older people exercising with their friends in the park, playing their musical instruments. That is why the older people here are so fit, because they're still so active. You will literally see 80-year-olds, 70, 80-year-olds dancing in the park. It's amazing. It's incredible how still active the older people are here. Definitely not the same in the UK. I feel like once people get older, they just go and sit in a chair. 孩子踢足球. Children are playing football. Look at that, what a surprise. Children just like in your country. Wow, no difference. I don't know what people expect. I don't know. And again, some very, very, very confusing Chinese writing. It is pretty incredible that people can look at that and it makes sense to them. It makes sense to me a little bit, but it is extremely interesting. Look at that. There they go, working out their dances. I think we're going to head out the park right now and let's move on to our next destination, because it's going to be extremely different to this one. So I hope that you enjoyed Kangjian公园, Kangjian Park. Very, very nice and peaceful Sunday afternoon. Here's a question for you. Have you ever heard a bike speak before? Get ready, you're about to. I'm going to take my phone and I'm going to scan this QR code and I'm going to press unlock. The bike just said hello. Yep, that bike just spoke to me. Still speaking. Okay, now it's my bike. Let's go for a ride. Welcome to a ride along with Ben. So this is a shared bike. They're all over the city. They're very, very easy to use. They're very convenient. They're very cheap. And it's a great way to get around Shanghai. We are going to see both sides of Shanghai today, because right now we are not in a tourist area. It looks pretty ancient, it looks pretty old, but we are heading right downtown to the modernized part of the city. So get ready. You have to be extremely careful on the streets of Shanghai because they are extremely busy. People don't seem to follow the rules and nobody cares. So you need to be very, very careful. But this is just another example of how convenient it is to live in China, because I just scanned it on my phone and it just unlocked. You heard it speak to me and it said, this is your bike now. Remember to lock it up when you're finished. And just another example of how easy it is to live in China, just because. Another example is money. I've been here for 3 weeks. I've never seen any Chinese money because people don't use money. Everything is on your phone. Everything is paid for on your phone. Everything is done on your phone. So It's extremely easy and convenient to live here, which is great. It should be, right? Life should be easy and convenient. Careful, careful, careful. As you can see, it is not touristy at all, but we are going to start seeing some very tall buildings very soon. In the summertime, all of these trees will be full of leaves. It looks beautiful with the trees overhanging the street. Of course, wintertime right now. Talking of weather, somebody asked me what is the best time to visit Shanghai weather-wise. It is 100% not winter. It gets extremely cold. It is not summer, it gets extremely hot. Chinese New Year, it is so busy everywhere, and I think the best time is spring. The weather's gonna be nice. The crowds are gonna be, I mean, the crowds are always high because there's a billion people living here, but yeah, I would say spring is the best time. Don't come in winter, don't come in summer, don't come in Chinese New Year. This bus is right behind me. Gotta be careful. So most of the scooters you see on the road, like I said, 99.999% are electric. So it's extremely rare that you're gonna see a gas car as well, because most of the cars are electric. And that's why the streets are very, very quiet, because you don't hear engines. The only thing you're gonna hear is beeping. People beep all the time, but they don't beep to like tell people to get out of the way. They beep to like tell them that they're there, you know, just for safety. But yeah, you're not gonna hear engines because most of the cars, they're not gas cars, they're electric. You're gonna see a lot of the delivery drivers as well. And you gotta get out of the way, because like those guys, get out of the way, because they don't stop. They make more money if they do the deliveries quickly, and literally seconds count. So if you see a guy in blue or yellow, get out of the way. So these red banners you can see up there, these are actually celebrating Chinese New Year, which is in February, which is next week. The whole of February in China is a holiday. So that is what they are celebrating. 新年快乐, 新年快乐. On the right here is a Starbucks. Starbucks is 星巴克, 星巴克. You can see those shared bikes just lined up along the street. Anyone can pick them up, anyone can drop them off. They are everywhere, they're extremely convenient. I think every single city in the world should have those, but of course people don't take care of them, so they have to get rid of them. It's so sad because people use them, people need them. Remember, I did tell you that soon we're going to see some very, very tall buildings. Well, there you go. We have made it to an extremely busy area of Shanghai, and we're about to cross one of the biggest, one of the most dangerous intersections that I've ever seen in my life. So we're going to try to navigate it, but I'm going to try my best to show you, because it can get dangerous. Very, very different from the area that we started this video in, because we are entering a big tourist area. And it has a very, very difficult name. It took me a long time to learn how to say the name of this area. All right, we've made it to that very, very busy intersection. We actually don't need to cross it because we're going that way, but I'm going to cross it just so I can show you. Here we go, wish me luck, wish me luck. I'm just following along, It looks really cool at night, by the way, all the buildings are lit up and stuff. But we have almost made it. We're still gonna go, And we made it. Let's go, baby. We are alive. Okay, there is where I locked my bike, and I'm gonna show you what my phone looks like right now. So this is how I lock it. I'm just gonna swipe across, but it's gonna tell me that I cycled for 32 minutes, and it's gonna cost me 3.5 yuan, which is 50 cents. Let's lock it. The bike's gonna speak to me. And now it is locked. See what I mean about that traffic? Look at it. This is a crazy area. I'm not going to tell you the name of this area yet. I'm going to try and find a sign so you can try and read it, because it took me a long time to learn how to say this, because it's very, very difficult. So that bike ride cost me 3.5 yuan. Like I said, that is 50 US cents. I was cycling for 32 minutes and I did 4.8 kilometers, which is almost a 5K. See what I mean about convenience living in China? It's so easy. we are going to head inside this big ball here. This is called Metro City. It is a very, very big shopping mall, shopping and food. And then across there is the upper class shopping mall. You can get Gucci and Louis Vuitton and stuff. And this area is very, very popular for shopping. And I'm going to show you what it's like inside a Chinese shopping mall. Hat off, it is warm in here, so it opens up right into a Xinbake, which is a Starbucks, like I said. But shopping malls here are definitely not the same as where you live, because they are extremely impressive. Every single shopping mall that I've been to in China is massive. Check this out. Ready, 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 ready. Look at this. It is absolutely huge. You're going to do some shopping, you're going to get food. There's going to be absolutely anything you want inside every single shopping mall in China. People are still surprised to see shops and stores here that they have in America and the UK. For example, the Lego store. Of course, they have their own Chinese brands and things, but there's a lot of stores and restaurants that you're going to see here that you have as well. Let's head downstairs. Xialo. I can smell that bakery. It smells delicious. Check these out. Oh my gosh. I think I have to get one of those. I've been eating so healthy since I've been in China, but these things are just calling me. Look at this. There's so many as well. Look. Oh my gosh. I don't care. I'm doing it. It's Sunday. I can do it. Okay, I just got it. This place is called Hot Crush. And as I'm leaving, look at this sign. Head. I-U-O-R. Why would they not check the spelling before they print it? Anyway, I know exactly where we can eat this. So it might be a little bit harsh of me to say I don't know what people expect life in China to be like, but you might be surprised to know that they have this. This is a church. It is a cathedral. It's a very, very big one. And yes, people do go to church in China. I'm going to try and find the name because it's the name of this place. I want you to try and read it. All right, it's time for your Chinese test. This is the name of this place. How do you think you say this? How would you say that? Pretty difficult, huh? It took me a long time to learn how to say this. So, this is Xujiahui. 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 So this area is called Xujiahui. So the busy intersection over there where the shopping malls are and this cathedral is called Xujiahui. So I've never been inside Xujiahui Cathedral, and I just checked the schedule there. So they do have regular service there, and they have one in English, which is Sunday at 12. And it is currently Sunday at 1:30. So we did miss it. I did see some foreigners, a lot of foreigners hanging out outside. So I was like, is there an English service? But so there is. So maybe I'll come back on a Sunday so I can go inside, because I've never been inside. But we're going to find a cozy spot so I can eat my strawberry cream cake. It's the first time I've ever had cake since I've been in China. And that's an achievement because I've been here for 3 weeks, but this is what it looks like in front of the cathedral. There's a lot of seats, a lot of relaxing area. That is a beautiful library, which I'll show you after I eat my cake. Check out that view, very nice. Maybe I do understand that people are surprised to see a church in China, but of course there are. So this cake cost me, let me show you the receipt. It cost me 23.9 yuan, which is $3. Another cool thing is a lot of restaurants that give you disposable gloves so you don't make a mess when you get your takeaway. When you go to KFC, they're going to give you gloves as well, which is really nice. You are definitely not going to see me eat this thing because no one needs to watch that, but check that out. It's got the strawberries inside. Let's eat. So much sugar, absolutely delicious, but so much sugar. So there is Xujiahui Cathedral, and right next to it is Xujiahui Library, which we can go and check out. It is part of the university, so we're going to see people studying in there. So of course I don't want to get in their way, but I can show you a little bit because it's very nice. They also have an outdoor balcony where people are getting their pictures with the cathedral. So that big intersection in the shopping center that we saw is just over there. That was Xujiahui Library. I love being a teacher, but I'm so glad that I don't need to be a student ever again, because there's a lot of people studying there. They look stressed. That is the end of today's video, but before I go, look at this. It looks pretty complicated, right? It's easy to read. This is ting. Ting, it means stop. All of that just for stop. That is how difficult Mandarin Chinese is. Thank you so much for watching another video from Shanghai. I sincerely hope that you are enjoying these videos because they're so fun for me to film. There are so many more videos coming from Shanghai and coming from China. I hope that you enjoyed seeing Kangjian Park and Xujiahui today. There's so many things that I want to show you around Shanghai because it is an incredible place, and I really hope that you are fascinated and you're curious to see more of a place that maybe you've never been before, maybe you never had any ambitions to go before. But I appreciate you taking the time to watch my video, and I'm just showing real life. That's all I'm showing. I'm not trying to convince anyone of anything. I'm not trying to change anyone's opinion. I'm just filming real life, and this is my life. I'm literally standing here right now with my camera in the middle of Shanghai, China, and I'm filming. That's all I'm doing. That's all it is. It's not that serious. Just trying to have some fun, and I hope that you're having fun with me. Hit subscribe. The next video is going to be that Q&A. So write a comment down below and I'll answer it in the next video. Have an amazing day and see you next time. Goodbye. 再见. So I just ended this video, but look what just walked by me. That's a robot. That is a robot just walking down the street. China, man. China's incredible.